One of the greatest assets you can possess as a human being naturally from God is ability to deal with anyone. It's the ability to live in peace, not in pieces, with every human being you meet in your journey. Nevertheless, if you don't have it naturally, you can learn about it because knowledge is power. And by learning, we can know anything. We can know much better than everyone that doesn't learn. So, no problem. Today I'm going to share my thoughts, my experiences based on the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. The book that shared some thought about how to win friends and influence people, how to deal with every human being that you met at your own way, at your own journey. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's from haliruuk here. Today I'm going to share my experiences and the thoughts from the book I read, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'm going to share my thought and the experiences that I have gotten from the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Principle number 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. There's only one way under high heaven that you can deal with anyone, that you can live with anyone in peace, not in pieces, by not criticizing or condemning or complaining about people's act or people's evil doing. You have to remember about it. There is a history about one criminal that is known by killing people. He only known by his bad doing, his evil doing of killing people. One day, a sensational manhunt has taken a place at New York City about the man because he used to kill people unnecessarily. But police officers lead a siege to his own apartment where he left together with his girlfriend. So they shoot him. They try to remove him out of the house. Nevertheless, they have to give the fire to the house because he already have his own weapons that he defend himself about whatever people are going to do to him in the future. So nevertheless, in the end, the man was caught because he had been shooting several times. He know that he is going to die. During that time, he crouching behind the old chairs, behind wherever he was trying to. But in the end, police officers called him. And he know that definitely he's going to be killed because he killed several people. When the police officers call him, they say, this man you see, he can kill within a drop of a feather. He is a killer. But did you know what he wrote during the situation? When the police officers lead a siege to him, he wrote a letter to whom it may concern. Dale Carnegie gave the full story in the book. You can check on the link here in the description. He said, he wrote a letter to whom it may concern. He said, under my coat is a weary heart, but a kind one that do nobody any harm. But a short time before that, you know what had happened? He was trying to enter his apartment. He saw a police and the police stopped him. He held him and said, please, can I see your boot? Because he has to open his boot in order to be checked up by the police officers. He said, can I see your boot? He said, yeah, no problem. Before he opened the boot, he took his gun and shoot down the police officer. After that, he come out and again shooted the prostrated dead body of the cop and he goes away. This is the man who said, under my coat is a weary heart, but a kind one that do nobody any harm. What can you think about this? The point of this story was only one. Whatever man had done, and however wrong it may be, he could never ever try to accept a defeat on that. He will never assume that he is wrong. But some people does do. Don't try to get me bad. Don't try to get me wrong. So many people does that. In order to avoid that, what we have to do is only to try to see people and don't criticize them, don't condemn them, or don't complain about what they do, but try to learn about how to deal with them. Try to learn about how to deal with everyone you meet at your own way. It had been said, don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof while your own doorstep was unclean. So you have to clean your own evil doing, your wrongdoing before you try to criticize other people. Many people may criticize and many fools do, but it is wrong. We could have stopped doing that because it's going to definitely rebuke. It's going to be focusing back to us. In the end, instead of condemning people about what they were doing, why let us try to understand? Why not allow yourself to understand them? Instead of condemning people, let's try to understand them. Let's try to understand why they do what they do. Because that's a lot more profitable than criticizing them. To know all is to forgive all. Even God does not propose to judge a man until the end of his days. Why should you and I? Let's try to understand everyone. Principle 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. What we have to know firstly is that whatever we are going to say to anyone, make sure that you are saying it from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to appreciate people as a platinum. Don't try to be a flattery person, because a flattery is a word that cannot fulfill 100% of the appreciation from your mouth. Flattery is a bad. Flattery is thing that we're supposed to avoid from your own path in order not to fall in the people who don't give honest appreciation. Because a human being, we crave being appreciated for whatever we had done to anyone. So whatever you have received from your partner or from your friend or from your family, even your father or mother, make sure to be wholeheartedly in your appreciation. Be lavish in your praise. You have to appreciate even the small things. You'll be loved by anyone. That was more profitable. That is very high. That's very important in our own path. We have to know that. To know more about this, you can check on the link description here. Principle 3. Arouse and the other person eager wants. There's only one way under high heaven that you can get anyone to do whatever you want. That is to arouse the eager want from the other person. Maybe if you want anyone or your partner to love you more, you have to do what she loves from your side. You have to do whatever you know that is going to arouse eager want from her or from whatever person you are trying to influence to your own way. You have to arouse the eager one from other person's point of view in order for him to love doing what you want him to do. Principle 4. Become genuinely interested in the other people. It had been said that there is a one friend that world had ever seen. There's one friend that had been seen like no one ever. That friend was loving from anyone at any moment. That's why he showed that he is interested in the other people whenever he saw them. Don't you think about it? Do you know who was that? It is a dog. Dog is one friend that many people love more than many animals because he does nothing for a living, but he gives a loved and sincere appreciation to everyone. He loved you. He loved you more than anyone. So why don't we learn from that? Any creature that God has did has its own importance to its own life. There is some mystery in it. We have to learn from that. Learn from it. Learn from whatever you saw and you meet in your own path. Principle 5. Smile. There is one proverb from Chinese ancient who said that a man without a smiling face should not open a shop. A man without a smiling face should not open a shop. That is, a smiling is very, very interesting and very, very attractive. If you want to get a first impression to everyone you met at your own way, firstly, just try to smile to him. Because even when you don't know person, if you smile to him, he will definitely try to do it back to you. Even when he is rude or when he has something maybe bad, he don't used to smile to anyone, or he was rude, or whatever matter he is, he will try to see that he does the same to you. Don't you see about the children, about the boy at the back of his mother? He will try to smile to anyone he meets. Definitely you'll be interested in him. Try to smile to anyone, you'll be more interested to everyone. Principle 6. Remember that a person's name is to that person the most sweetest and the most important sound in any language. Don't you think about this? Whenever you saw a man, you met someone at the moment, maybe he told you his name, and the next time you try to remember about his name and you met him at the other place and you say the same, maybe if he tell you that his name was this and you call him to that name, he will feel very anxious. He will feel very enthusiastic about it and say, oh wow, you know my name? Where did you know my name? How did you know my name? Maybe he forgot that he already told you about his name. That is comparable to the person you met at the bank. Maybe you met someone at the bank and you saw his tag, maybe written John, you heard it. The next time you come there and you met him, even when you are not on the queue, you're not on the hierarchy of the queue among the people who's going to enter into the bank to do what you came to do. You call the name of that person, he will look you in the intriguing way and say, wow. Even if he didn't utter it out of his mouth, he will say, how did this man know my name? So he will try as much as possible to see that he do best to his own capability to see that he helped you from what you had come to do. Try to know the names. Try to remember the name. It had been asked to someone. Someone had been asked that. What is the secret behind your own success? I understood that you can recall 10,000 names of people you met around. He said, I work hard. He said, oh man, don't be shy. Don't be funny. Everyone works hard. But what I want to know was what is the secret behind that? He said that I can recall 10,000 people. You are wrong. I can recall 50,000 people's name by the first impression, by the first meeting I did. Whenever he showed to that person, he will say that I recall his name, and he called the name. The name will be loved by the person he called. Because remember that a person's name is to that person the most sweetest and the most important sound in any language. Principle 7. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. We got much more than we ask by listening than trying to tell people what they don't like. If you want to get many things, if you want to get a story about whatever you want, try to be a good listener. Try to ask people about what they are interested in, and they will give you much more than you want from them. Don't you think about it? Don't you think one day there is a day maybe you came across someone that you want him to tell you something? You'll ask him short about the story that you want him to tell you, and he already know about it. He will, if you can remember, he will give you full detail of what you want to know, and even more than that you inquire him to give you. Don't you think that was right? That is more profitable than it. You can learn much more if you can check on the link description here. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Principle 8. Talk in terms of other person's interest. If you want people to listen to you, whatever you are saying, talk in terms of their interest. Try to understand them. Try to understand what they want and how can you help them to achieve it. Try to get what they are interested point of view and try to give details of what they want. Try to listen. Talk to people about what they want and they will listen for hours. Principle 9. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Amazon once said that I'm hearty in my approbation and lavish in my own praise. Whatever I said, whatever I had uttered from my mouth, I will say the truth from the bottom of my heart. I will say whatever he wants, and I wanted the same. Not because I want just to leave him, just take and go. I will say like, take and go. You are good, you are beautiful, you are a good human being, you are one of the most important person I met in my own journey. I will say it from the bottom of my heart. Be lavish in your praise and hearty in your approbation. Make sure whatever you are saying, try to say it perfectly to the person and make him feel important from your own point of view. Make yourself try to say, let him save the face. Let him try to feel important because of your own words, because words have power. Principle 10. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. You can argue and argue and argue between you and your opposer. You may be right and he may be right. And you may be wrong, he may be wrong. But the only one way to get the best of this argument you were doing is to avoid it, because he would never accept the defeat and you will never accept the defeat. So how could it be at the end? Maybe it may be at the end by fighting or doing something bad or trying to insult each other, whatever it may be. One of the most important things is you can't never win an argument. Try to avoid it. Only one way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. If you had read about these people, you will know much more how to tackle the issue, and you may not probably try to argue to him whatever he was saying. A man has feeling of importance. Try to let him save the face. Even when you won for nothing, because you are not going to get anything but a resentment from the person. You will incur resentment from him. Principle 11. Show respect for the other person's point of view. Never say you are wrong. This is comparable to the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. This one is talking about never say you are wrong. Never say anyone is wrong, but try to consult him. And in your own subtle, don't try to say you are wrong. To whomever you said is wrong, He's not going to take whatever you are saying as right or whatever you are saying as a correction from your own point of view. Try to not deep down into a resentment. Try to understand every person's point of view. That is much more profitable than trying to say you are wrong. Principle 12. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Whatever you are saying, if you understood that you are wrong, if you recognize that you are wrong at your own point of view, try to accept defeat from the other person. That will be much more profitable to you. That will be much more important to you than to continue arguing based on what you are saying as wrong. This came to the one of the story of the person between one police officer cop and the one man with his dog. One day he came into the park with his dog, that man. He was walking, strolling around, searching, looking at the things he wanted to see to the park, just trying to strolling around. The police cop saw him and he said, "Why are you walking with your own dog without leash and muzzle? Why are you moving out? Don't you think that it is against the law? Don't you think that this dog might bite a person? Maybe he will kill a squirrel or anything that he saw in? Next time if you had done this, I'm going to get you to face the law. You are going to tell it to judge. You are going to say whatever you could to the judge." He said that, "Okay, sir." He said nothing, but he tried not to do that again. The next time that person came back because his dog don't want leash and muzzle, and him too, he don't like that leash and muzzles. He just want to let his dog feel free to move around because he know that the dog is not going to harm anyone, it's not going to bite anyone. Then the next time he came back without leash and muzzle, without anything, then the police officer saw him again and said, before he tried to say anything, the man beat him and said, "Oh, officer, I'm very sorry. I'm very wrong. I have no alibis. You catch me red-handed today. I have no alibis. I have no excuses. Whatever you are going to do, you can do to me, because I know that the last time you warned me not to come with this dog without leash and muzzles. Now I have to do it again. Whatever you had done to me, I might face it. And you are right, you are correct, I'm wrong. Don't you think about this one?" He was trying to show the respect, and he was trying to beat himself. He was trying to accept the defeat emphatically. He was trying to say it emphatically because he was wrong and he accepted. There is 100% assurance that whenever you are wrong to anyone and you beat him to it and say that "I'm wrong, I have done wrong to you, whatever you can do to me, you missed, but I'm wrong," there is 100% probability that that man is going to forgive you. He's going to look after you for what you had said to him because you already accept the defeat. And him too, as a man, he understands that he has a feeling of importance. He has a pride and vanity to his point of view, and for that he will forgive you. He will try as much as possible to see that he do to the end, that he help you whatever you have done. If you want to see the full detail of the book, you can check on the description below. There is a link of the book. You can check it on Amazon or everywhere you can check to. The book, I'm sharing this helpful information, helpful tips from my own point of view that I had read. I'm sharing my thoughts, my experiences from the book. You can check the full detail below because this is short. This is 1% out of 100% that was in the book. Thank you for listening. Please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more, and click here to watch my next video. Thank you.